The Sports Time Podcast.
Pretty dominant. Do you think there's anybody? I don't think there's even anybody in the West that can probably beat them right now. But do you think there's any chance that they don't make it to the NBA Finals?
The Nets, no. I mean, and I think actually, no, I think it is. I think they play. I think Washington now plays Philly.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Brooklyn's the 2 seed. Okay,
Yeah. So yeah, which is shocking, honestly. But I mean, none of them have played together yet. So yeah, Brooklyn plays Boston first. So that should be. I mean, if no Jaylen Brown, that's either 4 or 5 games. That's over. That's done with. Especially if Harden and Kyrie are playing, that's over. Um, and then next they would play. They'd have to go through Milwaukee or Miami. So I'm gonna say they get knocked out right then and there. Nets are done. It's over. 4 games sweep, 80-point victories, all 4 games. I don't know, man. I mean, if they get past the Bucks, it's over. Honestly, if they get it's over, and I think they got it all the way. They got it all the way to the championship.
I'm like you said, you just mentioned the Sixers are the number 1 seed. I always forget to realize that because it seemed like Brooklyn was not trying and they were still could have had the number 1 seed. But
Yep.
I'm a little weary. I guess I'm not. I guess I'm a little worried about them only playing 7 games together. But at the end of the day, when James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving lock it in, it's almost impossible to stop them. And I feel like Brooklyn probably is going to take home the championship because the Clippers don't seem to be the same team. The Lakers don't be the same team. I think the Jazz and Suns are still a year or two away. But it's definitely going to be very entertaining to see where Brooklyn goes and how far they reach this year. Because if they don't make it even to the NBA Finals, I mean, Steve Nash, does he lose his job maybe if they don't even make it to the NBA Finals?
No, man, that's like a Steve Kerr. I mean, Steve Nash is one of the greatest point guards ever in history. One of my favorites for sure. But no, I don't think they. I think they blame it on the injuries and the time off and Ramadan or whatever. I can't remember what Kyrie's doing, but yeah, I don't see it. I mean, you take the Nets and you say they haven't played together, but then you add a former MVP, a guy who's been in the MVP conversation. That's the guy you're missing. Like on a bad day, that dude is way better than any bench player that anybody else is missing. So no, I see them taking it because if Kyrie has an off night, you got Harden. If Harden has an off night, you got Durant. If Durant has an off night, they got that Mike James new point guard guy that's insane. They have Blake Griffin. I mean, they're terrifying. They're honestly terrifying. So
The one guy I feel really bad for was Lamarcus Aldridge, though. He had a chance to be with the Nets, win a championship, and then everything goes complete terrible for him. So I'm a little disappointed for Lamarcus Aldridge. I think though, if Brooklyn wins, I would assume they would give him a ring just because
oh
he was
yeah,
there for a little bit. But
sure.
do you think Lamarcus Aldridge is a Hall of Famer?
I know it's your boy, so I don't really want to talk bad. You know, he's from the Spurs. That's your team. Um, by the way, sorry about the loss the other night. That was a close game. I mean, but um, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I've never been. He's never been anybody that I'm like, wow, like he's like good, but he's never been anybody I'd be like, that guy changes a team. So I mean, I don't think so. Sorry to say, but I don't think so. Even on the Spurs, he was okay.
I think Lamarcus Aldridge kind of plays similar to Tim Duncan, but he never quite had that moment. And I mean,
Or the 5 championships.
yeah, I mean, that's another good point as well. But I feel like when Lamarcus Aldridge went to the Spurs back in 2015, that was the one time I think they were good. Or they had, 2 years or 2 or 3 years where they were really good. And after that, they were kind of just mediocre, average after
Yeah.
Kawhi left. And I felt like Lamarcus Aldridge, for the first time in his career, he had a chance to win a championship where he was with a legitimate team. But I guess we'll see what happens there.
Oh, yeah, dude. When as soon as they announced like Aldridge gets released and goes to Nets, I was like, well, it's over. I don't even know why we're having a playoff. It's over. Like, no, dude. That's it's really unfortunate. I mean, if I was him, I would have, I guess, I mean, you're kind of screwing your team over, but I would have been like, no, I just need to sit out for a little bit. Like, just sit on the bench, just be like, no, there's something going on. I don't know. We'll figure it out just to make sure that you got to watch it and be a part of it. But no, he'll for sure get a ring. I think he only played like 7 games for him, but yeah, he'll get a ring for sure.
I mean, he's probably a Hall of Fame he's probably a Hall of Famer for the Portland Trailblazers and maybe for the Spurs, but I think at the end of the day, he's probably not going to get into the Hall. Thanks for listening to the Sports Town Podcast, or the STP Pod for short. If you want to check out more videos of the Sports Town Podcast, click on the left. If you want to subscribe to the channel, click on the right.